Greetings fanboys and fangirls, Jared here with a video all about my experience today on one of the biggest MOTU sales that we've seen in a while at the Mattel Creations site. Now, for those who are not familiar with the Mattel Creations site, it's basically Mattel's new version of Matty Collector, which was their old kind of direct-to-consumer site that really did pioneer a whole lot of the different ways that we buy toys now. Now, I'm not saying it was a great experience because half the time it really wasn't, and that's being generous. But it did do a lot of things that we're now seeing kind of come to fruition. It was a little early. It was almost ahead of its time in some ways, but the execution was awful. Last time there was a big Mattel Creations sale at their site. We had the big Scareglow exclusive, but unfortunately many other exclusives launched simultaneously along with Scareglow, causing some major drag on the servers. And there was also a huge Sergeant Slaughter release. Now, that time, I kind of said that it was sort of a mini disaster for a lot of people because in 2 minutes, all of the stock was gone. I was not able to get Sergeant Slaughter. I could only get Scareglow, so at least it was a partial success. And I caught a lot of flack from people who said that they were able to get through, but I just don't think a 2-minute sellout could be considered too much of a success. That means you vastly underestimated how much product was necessary. But with this one, I'm here to tell you about my experience from start to finish. You can see that there were several items on sale today. We had Sunman. We had a second shot at all of the PowerCon exclusives, which was a very nice surprise for all the folks that missed out and didn't get their Big Bad or PowerCon orders through. We had Mini Comics Triclops, which was also really cool to see. And if you really wanted these guys, which I think they're vastly overpriced, they're cool, but I mean, I just can't give $300 a pop for them. It's the giant Shogun Skeletors that they do, and they had some new color variations. And it was kind of hard to find where these were listed at the very start, but finally Shop All is where I went, and it kind of just has everything listed that they're selling at that time. Right at about a minute after, I added Triclops to my cart, or at least I thought I did, because then when I added Sunman, Triclops vanished from my cart. So I just went ahead and checked out with Sunman because I didn't know how long it would take, and Sunman was a little more important for me to get than the Mini Comics variant of Triclops. So I checked out with Sunman. I was able to do that successfully. And then I was able to hop back on really quick and try to go through and get Triclops as well. That all went without a hitch, and it was all relatively simple. Even the CAPTCHA process where it's trying to make sure you're not a bot, that was pretty smooth. I did have to put all my payment information in again, which was kind of an inconvenience and slowed down the process. But overall, it really wasn't that bad. It then loaded me into a little queue where it said, it was loading and it was waiting for my turn. And even there, I didn't spend nearly as long as I did the first time with that last sale that we had where we were trying to get Scareglow. That went by very quickly. The site worked perfectly. And I don't know if that was just because maybe there wasn't as many people on this because there wasn't the huge variety of exclusives like we saw that last time, or maybe they really did just improve the servers. But honestly, I was impressed. I have to say that it was very smooth so that I could get everything that I wanted. So there really wasn't much to complain about with that. I have no idea how long. I'm sure someone in the comments can help me out with that. I don't know how long everything was in stock for, but I do know that it was 6-7 minutes after, and there were still several of the PowerCon exclusives in stock. I think Duplicat and Faker, I think that those sold out maybe first before some of the other stuff, but I know for a fact that things like the Grayskull accessories were on there 5 or 6 minutes after 11. You may be thinking, well, it's 5 or 6 minutes, that's not very long at all, but that is an eternity in the world of limited toy sellouts. It really is. I know that sounds crazy, but it is compared to some of the sellouts we've seen. I really would call this one a success. I think there was a decent opportunity for anybody who was sitting there waiting on the site to load. I did it through my iPhone. I think it was an all right experience. I'm not going to, say that it was perfect because I know that I'm going to have some folks probably that are going to comment and tell me that they had a bad experience or something went wrong. But for me, it went really well. I don't know, things kind of look up for the future of maybe using this site. It seems pretty decent. I do think that they have a ways to go in terms of how much stock they're allocating for this. By 15 minutes, 20 minutes after all the Master stuff was sold out, the only thing you can still pre-order is that black and gold Shogun Master Skeletor. There still is a little ways to go on making sure that we have enough stock there. I would love to see a time when these were on there for an evening. I don't think that's asking too much either. I think that that's very reasonable, but I also understand Mattel's hesitance to do a tremendous run of something like Sunman or a tremendous run of something like Mini Comics Triclops. I get that. I get that there's a hesitation there, and I think that's warranted. But at the same time, I think we've seen a massive increase in the Masters fan base just in the last few months, and it would be wonderful to see them increase that stock and meet that demand. But overall, I'm impressed. I've had much worse experiences than this. The only piece that's missing for me is I want to know how it went for you. Are there some complications and some problems that maybe you had that I didn't? Because I think that's important. These sellouts and these limited exclusives, you know, they aggravate us all to death. And it's a shame that our standards are so low that we're just kind of like, well, you know, if we even have a chance to buy this product, if we get the privilege to buy it from this multi-billion-dollar company, then we're happy. And I know that bites, but I also have seen it go the other way where there really wasn't an opportunity. So I'm glad this one worked out okay. So let me know down below. How was your experience? How did it go? Do you want to see them continue to use Mattel Creations, or do you want to go back to hunting it down at Walmart? I would rather get it on Mattel Creations and not have to worry about these retailer exclusives. For as treacherous as it is to navigate Mattel Creations website, I still prefer it to trying to catch stock on like Target's app. Like this, it was still a better experience. It was good. Now if they'll just ship my Scare Glow, because nothing yet. All right, let me know down below in the comments how your experience was, or if you even tried it. And as always, God bless you and yours, and I'll see you on Fanboys Forever. Take care.